Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I've dropped my Patreon link down below. Thank you. So McFarlane Toys have dropped this image of the Batcycle from Dark Knight's Death Metal, and they say it's revving its way to McFarlane Toys, coming out January 2021. I am surprised by this. I thought that this would come with an accompanying Batman figure. However, it seems to be just a bike itself, which I think is a strange move from McFarlane, but I think it shows that he is going to put the accompanying Batman into a wave of its own. I would have liked to see Batman accompanying this bike, so it means then you would have to buy the bike and the character similar to G.I. Joe's Baroness at the moment. I do think that Baroness will get a standard release later on, so I think that this is a wasted opportunity for McFarlane, that he could have put a Batman into this pack and maybe had a different variation of that same Batman later on down the road if he was to have a single release. Now, something I can never fault McFarlane on is the sculpt work on the figures. I think the sculpt work looks absolutely outstanding, and I'm just going to draw one criticism that I have to this bike in a moment. But I think ultimately this design looks really cool. I like the fact that Batman is on a bat cycle and it looks like this demonic bat creature that is the head of it. I think that looks so cool, and it's kind of skull like, and there's a skeletal look to it, and I think it's absolutely outstanding looking. I am absolutely enthralled by the tires. I think the tires look absolutely outstanding, and I love the little bat symbol that it is here, and I like the way that the skeleton detail does follow this figure throughout, and I think the head detail of it looks absolutely brilliant. One thing it is missing though that I noticed from the images on the artwork, and it is one criticism I do have of the McFarlane toys so far. Todd McFarlane has said that he likes to put his own kind of artistic spin on things. Personally, as a collector, that's not how I feel about things. I would like to see the most accurate representation to what's been in a comic or on a TV show or in a movie or in a game. I don't like a 99% or a 98% or 95% close to the image and then a 5% of this is what Todd looks good. That's personally not something I'm into. Maybe it is if you are, but it's not something that I'm a hugely 100% behind. I love Todd, I love Spawn, and I love his figures, but it's something I would love to see Todd get out of his own way more. Specifically, when we look back at the Justice League figures, for example, that Todd decided to put his own spin on, and they didn't quite look like what they did in the cartoon, which was really disappointing in my eyes. So what's missing from this bike is the tongue. So we'll see here, we have a tongue that sticks out. Now I think that the bike is actually closer to this image somewhat, even though it's missing the bat going through the wheel, which obviously is a little bit disappointing as well too, that they missed that detail, because I think that was really cool looking. But I think the tongue detail that's on this, and I think that this is a really cool looking Batman, and he has a sight. He's kind of like the Grim Reaper with the way he looks, and this leather trench coat looks absolutely outstanding. It's a missed opportunity to have this version of Batman with a trench coat that's flying behind him like it is in the Breeze, and then have a different trench coat to have it just straight down then when they have an inevitable standard release. That's personally my view. We come along and look at this one here. This one has even more detail, but again it has this tongue section as well too that covers as sort of a cover for the actual wheel in itself. I think this is maybe where McFarlane has molded these two designs together and has decided to come out with what he has. Personally, I think that this one looks absolutely outstanding, and the level of detail in it looks absolutely beautiful. Now this is a variant cover, so I suppose with inside the cover we're probably seeing this image a lot more, so it would make sense if the image was closer to this one. I love the old knee pads there on that Batman there. But yeah, like I said, it's something that I want to see more of from McFarlane. I really want him to see being more accurate to how things looked in the comic, and I really would like to see him dial back on doing his own spin. So as you notice here, the head and the bike looks quite significantly different from these images as well too here, in my opinion. It is something I'd like to see him dial back on. Is he going to? Probably not. He's probably going to continue to do his own thing. I expect that this will sell really well. I'm going to buy it certainly, and I hope then we do get a Batman that will accompany this. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm a little bit disappointed that he didn't use this and get an opportunity at producing that Batman essentially twice and just changing a cape on it, and I think he would have gotten away with that, and a lot of people would have accepted that, given the fact that when he does make a standard version of it, the likelihood of a rubber cape or a cape that's going to be causing problems when sitting on the bike is probably quite high in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think of this Batcycle. Are you going to purchase it? Have you purchased everything from McFarlane so far? Have you been disappointed with the figures from McFarlane thus far? Do you draw the same criticisms with the McFarlane stuff that I do, in that I would love to see accurate representations of how things look on screen or in the comic, rather than Todd taking it into his own hands and deciding what he thinks looks cool? I'm absolutely OCD when it comes to screen accuracy. I love screen accuracy, and I do pay that money for high-end collectibles to see screen accuracy. So when I see something that isn't as screen accurate, it makes me a little bit less keen. Do you feel the same way? Have you picked up all of the stuff so far in the Dark Knight's metals? Do you think that this shelf together will look absolutely outstanding? I certainly do, and I think this is a nice piece that you could have in that shelf, and then for that inevitable Batman later on down the road. I'm going to leave it there. Good luck.